agu ase ama me kama na me hyensem na se de ama odia eye Johnson Asiedu Enketia we national chairman de ma the National Democratic Congress NDC ameni okono ndedwe wode nsem bi abetudwa efa eye late former president Jerry John Rawlings awonya ni baby ko ndede okopie mu ewo keta ene ne mpotema wo makobi statue kama no de ama na ndie ni mfoni no mo anwene ne kama esiwa wo mkobi anu no ana Johnson Asiedu Enketia de nsem bi fa wo che se mredu se Ghana ye nyina abibia na yetimi hwe na dimpa ene anu bi aye wo no yetimi de ma Jerry John Rawlings awonya ni baby ko sanse oba o my Ghana hate no wo betina so se mampani ene ndisi ameni ko no wo bone homodin ye papa enu ti se si aso ni hwan wo se yetu yetimi boye homodin na enmonyam hyebia no ye de ema no Johnson Asiedu Enketia awo ye national chairman nsem ebi anaye so ye de esomo
is no more. And I understood his position because in ancient Greece, living people were not allowed to be honored because the argument was that you have not finished writing the book of your life. So it is only after your death that the book will be considered as closed. And then anybody who wants to honor you would have a full record of your life from the day you are born to the day you die. Nothing can be added to it, nothing can be taken away from it. That is why when the party was invited to participate in this function, we gladly agreed. I would have been here with my junior brother, P.F. Kwete, the General Secretary. But today is also a significant day. Today is the day we are marking the 1 year in office of President John Dramani Mahama. And so even as we are sitting here, there is another function taking place at the Jubilee House. And so we thought it wise to split so that I will come here, my brother Fifi will join in at presidency.
Busi afanu nsem we ana Johnson Asiedu Enketia awoye national chairman edema NDC ameni okon wode abetudwa yen so ye di bi ababeso mra wode ne nsem ebe wiye no ana Senator Ajimai Rawlings awo no wo ye former president Jerry John Rawlings ne baba awo san mrahebedwani edema di hye ya wo mo ewo kole klote abaton peswa so no so wode nsem bitudwa wo chem se emredu se Ghana for ni papa edimpa obenya wo man mu no ye so abribia yetimi so mu na edino ye manu ejina ho ye papa pesa so bae no wo bebo ne homodin e wo man mo semwe ana Senator Ajimai Rawlings wode abetu edwa.
Prayer that this symbol of who he was will be a reminder of what it means for us to be Ghanaian, because that's all he was. A true in the ideals of accountability, transparency, of dedication to country, humility and service, and integrity. And if we can all live by those ideals, then that is how we honor his memory. I pray that generations to come will appreciate the value of what it represents, be a part of maintaining it, so that many more others will come to ask questions, hopefully have answers about where we came from, where we are today, and where we hope to be.
Ebusi afanu Senator Ajimai Rawlings wono anodin semwe etudwane nsem ne wan fence wa wosan e de aseda kese e koma Togbe Siri the third any project team ahodo a wo mobua e ma Memorial Day I course e wo keta empotem ne course no o de aseda emu eduye papa e de koma sankofo ni a Senator wono anosan e de nsemwe etudwa.
One of our late founder, son of the land, my father the late Lieutenant Gary John Rawlings. And I'm sure if he were here, he would probably express concern for having not seen you ahead of time. So I hope that it looks like him when it's unveiled, since we did have that privilege to see it before. We would like to, as a family, encourage all of us that as much as a statue is representative of who he was, it's our way of life more than anything else that would make meaning to his legacy, which was why he always insisted that he preferred to be the hearts of people rather than inscribed on walls or in the form of monuments. But there are many ways to honor the memory of someone who has done amazing things. So we thank those who put together this concept to honor his memory. We're here to support very noble intention. I am aware that the Awemafia and the chiefs have a plan to do something in honor of His Excellency, and as a matter of fact, we were working towards something before our mother, the late Nana Kunedo Ajiman Rawlings, a blessed memory, passed on. This was to coincide with the 5th year memorial of His Excellency's passing. But they say that man proposes and God disposes. So fortunately, we are still in mourning, but we had to honor this invitation to be here today and what it signifies, not just to us as a family or to the people of Anglo, but to the people of Ghana. It is my prayer that this symbol of who he was will be a reminder of what it means for us to be Ghanaian, because that's all he was. A true in the ideals of accountability, transparency, of dedication to country, humility and service, and integrity. And if we can all live by those ideals, then that is how we honor his memory. I would like once again to extend our sincere appreciation for the honor done, and to pray that generations to come will appreciate the value of what it represents, be a part of maintaining it, so that many more others will come to ask questions, hopefully have answers about where we came from, where we are.
Ebusuafo anu ntin semwe anazenato Ajiman Rawlings ha obepie monkwa mantem ha eye kwole kloti abaton peso aso wono anoye mrahye bedwani wo ho mra eye memorial statue day no ekoso ewo ketano wode semwe etudwa na yenso yedi bi ababesom ne yede oto ansem no so akonsem from there eye NPP amenio ko no eye ekuo ni bi endedwe wo mo so aba montima mo chese eye wo prime minister omdre hihye so January bosum ni de to so eduasa ba akomu no eye ade omo ina abom homodin ede omo support omo akoma pa ene wo mugidie ina etai Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia se ne be ya prime minister no koso a nkunimdie mapa ebetimi akọ ede ama na wa be Franka Tuni ede ma the New Patriotic Party NPP amenio ko no ewa afimpinu ni edionu wotwe abato aye beto ewo man Ghana han same way anampenifo no ede etu edwa.
We have indeed followed the campaign of all these fine gentlemen of our party, some of whom have chalked immense successes in business, governance, and in the policy space. However, when all the key parameters required for leading our great party into 2028 are taken together, we are unconvinced at this time that any of them match up to the pedigree, experience, competence, vision, bold ideas, intellect, integrity, humility, and compassion that Dr. Bawumia embodies today. He simply is the most prepared, most formidable, and winnable candidate for the 2028 general election.
Ebusiafo no nti nsɛmwe ana mpanifo de abetudwa mo kyese Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de wono anomu nyina wo mo de wo mo support airtime na chi se January bosome ne de etoso eduasa ba ko wo mo promise a mo de be hyehye so no nkonim de ebetimi akọ ade ama na yedu every sansem ne mu na enwumre yedu akonsem from the ndedwe Ghana man pani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama efato no ho se the media houses ahodo a wo my Ghana ha wo bebo ne homode na wakọ na ndie wonu omo akọtwetwe nkomo ne ade a na ndedwe wo bo ne homode ekopie mu wo Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC and ndie wo mo eje no fel so awa atu ani akyede de wo mo di bi ma na eye anigede eye papa wo my Ghana ha ene edema eye nsemtwodwuma no emu.
Mr. President, on behalf of the team, we went into the graphic archive and picked a front page that spoke to the day on which you were born. So if you look at this page of a daily graphic front page from that era, I don't want to tell them how young you are. That is what it is. Wow. On behalf of the team, the editors, and the archive team, management and staff, we present this to you. It's become a piece of art.
No, thank you very much. So this was graphic front page on 29th November 1958.
You are giving it to
So this will be in my presidential library. Thank you. Brand on it. Okay, thank you very much. You couldn't have chosen a better day.
So we'll go to have a tour.
Ebusiafo no nti mampani John Dramani Mahama okopie mu ewo GBC no akyede we ana wo modema na one samtwofo etwetwe nkomo ewo ho na nsem de wo de bitu kwan mu ye papa wo kyese eye class FM wo mu reporter eye fire service officer ba ko assaulting wo kyese sade no ade o maye hwehwemu ehu sa officer na o mu behwe amagana mra no enu no edi ne sene fata isa se o mu ma ho kwan se ubetimi eye nsemtwoni bi ade a ensem fata enu nti sade na esi no yade ampenifo ede wo monsa so masa officer no wo mbehwe se na be ya mra no ene no ebedi
for your office and of course who speaks on behalf of the media that's condemned this particular act coming from the fire service. Your Excellency, your take on that attack on journalism?
Oh, well, my views on that are known. I'm a journalist by training, and so there's no way we'll countenance, the continued assault on journalists. So we've been in touch with the Ghana Journalists Association on these issues. We put them in touch with the security services. We need a reorientation of many of our security personnel to understand that just as they're doing their job of providing peace and safety, journalists are also doing their job of informing the people as to what is happening. So they are not antagonistic to each other. Indeed, they are both serving the same public. Yeah, so we're working on it. But occasionally these things will come up. But when they come, they must be dealt with, as firmly as possible. The Minister of Government Communication has taken it up. I think the officers have been identified, they've been interdicted, and an investigation is ongoing. But we won't countenance assault on journalists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ebusiafo no nti nsɛmwe anamampani John Dramani Mahama wodi tudwema okopie mu ewo Ghana Broadcasting Corporation wo mu akache no na yenso ye de bi ababesomo ewo kase no so yeto ansɛm no so ede wa confirm from there NPP ni ba ko friend say Awa Muhammad wodi abetudwema woni nsɛmtwofo hyia woni wo motwetwe nkoma wo kyese endrada mampani John Dramani Mahama ni 1 year anniversary a wo mo celebrate wo my Ghana so no de wotena se akase oreti Mahama 1 year wodi abetena se mampani wo my Ghana hana wono obema ne 3/10 isa se noma bia wo so hwe na wo ye no wonye ye no nti oreti ade a on the 3/10 ano de bema mampani John Dramani Mahama.
The last 1 year, essence mo na mote ho, wote ha ye adwuma. Na problem ba, wa na wo be hu problem no say bia wo betime atua wo to, wo betime atua wo to, no ka scandal bia ni ho a. Enya hwe. But question adam bi bisa de bia ne say. Sisi ya me no e kra no me buy no the tail end of his friends saying the submission or can say 1 year like this under Akufo-Addo in 2017, na scandals be briaba. Sana o kan me bo. Okay, so when I can say 1 year na scandal anyhow. Okay, so NDC for Mokapa. Okay, so NDC for Mokapa, but it seems I listen to you. And I make say, okay, say 1 year near scandal be anyhow. But sadly, okay, scandal be anyhow. So you're comparing to your time because me say NDC for I can say, oh, your time, no. Normal Mokan you're moving pina. Or Mokan say contaminated fuel. And we check it list of corruption ora for na ye na sa de na nka ho eno na irudu confidence in politicians so utimi etena se twantro editia mpanimfo ewia edru ba bia freni pa no be accountability, you are not calling the person, and that is the problem. You as a country, so yen beka self scandal bi o because yen ye wa abakosem say ye ba ye be hwehwem. You buy and you can say President Mahama time no now you're riddled with corruption. You buy you find nipa maku 8 abuga pele kura wo kan enya Mahama de niko 2 Mahama started the prosecution but yen and de niko 2 abuga pele was sentenced in 2018 not in 2016. There is no way a President Mahama be can say report no buy na bibia ekere say e was started prosecution to started. You had to start it, and I was starting here. Yeah, by any be it's Abuga Pele any Asibit ko jail in 2018. Again, Yenya Alaji Mumina, William TVA, Eugene Bafu Boni, almost echo jail from NCA scandal na and Kanoma Yakan Hokra. President Mahama, 1 year. Meka se okasa me rate na. Kotina baby can say me man 3/10. The ama memani 3/10 and say programs I started with the IMF no or follow through sa and a drew baby a year dria ene yetimi enya stability within the economy. So inflation at a 5.3, which is remarkable. Exchange rate.
Ebusiafo no ntinsem we ana ora awa Mohammed wono so wode abetudwa ye di bi ababesum ye gina ni nsem so ni twa ye ho akwaje aboafo nkrato aba ye ba nsem no ye beto aso ede ama.
By just one yo yanum a shaya ain't use fuel when so yansesa oil near any key a shaya gumechina a ye leap moto Giomi anase nami a yemu bia on sabeka wa KFM Limited e wa Ghana ha leap moto a bear for cancer be yanum and where Dennis Hanso efe wash interiors here. Hear me, Timothy see and your friend on leap motor. I want 3 modes of driving. Obey me a switch it, so open 10 obey the sports mode. So person will save you battery. Obey me is economy mode. That's a pen now open normal riding so your friend a standard. Who charge your battery within 6 hours. I bet me do a kokumasiaba. Measure air 310 kilometers. Into Winnie how. Obey me so the 3 hours fast charger. I charge and you fool. Bonama, no wako kumasiaba. Said no. Me try the akano. Giomi. Ya wani key. Make sure the key in the bell. Wow, what's just in the interior on it here now? Black and white, papa. Son of FSN. Why screen 10? A bomb on cano, battery aka. Number 1 mileage and so also. When so the 320 kilometers and sana was our charging. We bet me a charging 6 hours. Fast charger 3 hours. I bear for a FDA and so. We bet me a driving in 3 modes. A year standard, sports, and I say economy. So we pen to say me yanum choose sports was it. We bet me to quite feel hakokubasi. I'm a battery ni biswak because a 320 kilometers. Who charging 6 hours, which mean your full battery. Now when you fast charge and swap 3 hours pet, you're set. Making sure so okay in the car when you saw walking. Will be a door and I start. Chili Joby, black and white. Makuma swat. man sanka de yen check the aka no yeah no abefo de ne mu ba ko ni o ya wonya no wuki make sure say key ni ben wonya sa wakem wheel no f leather na ewo mu no so dance eye gray ni yo ma hodo mienu de ani hakakra ene de mu odu esan so wo screens mienu wey e ma information a wonya wo car ne hunyina ase besia bonum papa your friend entertainment ya wo hia no ane and that's ubetumi so driving in 3 modes just like the others standard and I say sports so open tema car we so ebetumi to kwaya kokomasi aba 330 kilometers the chema udu kra betumi jesi so no obonyum kakra ansa na edu wo charge na 6 hours no so betumi so charge no 3 hours if no fast charge eyi no munyina KFM Limited and they are big just so fraying near me sanka wo de ententem so open installment a high purchase and train one nase we've got you solid yanume on sabetumi aka fidie mu bia e wo KFM Limited on sabeke fidie no na wetua no nkakra we unya no bebia age KFM Limited fraying ever sort out.
Ebusuafo yesan mamuina akwaba eda mo asise enwumre muguso etimo TV ho amohwe no nsia kase wo KFM TV ne so mekoso kai wo se enwumre nsem no etwegu ewo abefo ntentam fidie ne so Facebook ene YouTube KFM TV gin channel tubetimi ahwebi na wa share na wa like na wa dwentwe ne so die egu ase ama me kama meto ansem ne so ede ama ode a executive secretary ede ma National Security and Armed Control Authority Dr. Adams Bona wono so ede nsem bi abetudwa defa illicit and unregistered foreigners no wo from mantem no obeka said dia fa na nsem a wodi tudwa de dos ye papa bi anenwumre yen so ye de som wo kase no eso.
Ghana remains an oasis of peace. We cannot go down the way other countries have gone. And as the chief director of the RCC did say, it's unimaginable to find people go into a mosque and begin to shoot. So the amnesty as declared is to allow those who have illicit weapons to surrender them to the nearest police station, or you get there and say, I have a weapon, how can I register the weapon? If you don't do that before the 15th of January, you will be arrested with the weapon and punished. And you can see the police officers here. They know how the criminals in this country. If you thought they didn't, they do. I'm sure you have seen in the news, as of yesterday and today, 1,000 rounds of ammunition have been seized by Ghana police. Prior to that, they had seized 2,600 plus rounds of AK-47 ammunition. It means that those who think this amnesty is not working, it is working because the police together with allied security agencies have their eyes on you. You heard the official from customs. We have the mechanism to detect those who are also bringing illicit weapons in this country. And so please, surrender your weapons. Even if it's a stolen weapon from the police or the military, immigration, and prisons and what have you, surrender these weapons.
Ebusuafo enu ntin semwe anampenifo ede abetudwa nwumre ya yen so ye de bi ababesom ye to ansem ne so ede amodia African Center for Democracy and Socio-Economic Development so ede abetudwa omochim senkebe ya abanhwe na unpaid care work ede ma caregivers a wo mo ehwe children with disabilities no wo mo hwe na wo nye bibi enfa ho emom esanse wo mo a ana bibia wo mo eboa sa children with disabilities ya wo mutitina se na bibi bibia ekwo so kama niti ade strede ana sesi ade wo mode to aban enim.
The program today is a policy dialogue that's sought to bring all stakeholders in the development landscape together so we can brainstorm ideas on promoting recognition for carers of children with developmental disabilities. We have been engaged in research over the past 2 years with support of funding from IDRC, and we've collected data on unpaid care work and the ways that it's very invisible in our country. Most of the carers of children with developmental disabilities are unable to work. They are unable to do anything for themselves. Their whole lives revolve around the child with developmental disability, and there is no respite for them. And so today we brought everyone together so we can begin the conversation about ways that we can make the inclusive education policy of Ghana implementable or implemented in public schools in the country. We want to start small. We know that we are a developing country. We don't have a lot of resources, but I am appealing to the Minister of Education, the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, all stakeholders, including myself and you, and also the Director of Ghana Education Service, that let's come together, let's begin the dialogue. We've proposed a framework today which is called ARISE. ARISE means advocacy, reform, inclusion, support and empowerment. How will we be able to arise together and ensure that we build a nation that is inclusive so that parents of children with developmental disabilities will not wish that their children will precede them in death. No parent wants their child to die before them. But some of these parents, some of these mothers are actually praying that their child will die before them because they do know there is no support if they die and leave the children behind. We can do better as a country.
Ebusiafo anunti nsemwe anendedwe African Center for Democracy and Socio-Economic Development CDS Africa wo mode abetudwa yensu yedibi ababesom ye free sansem ni mo ne adowa concern from there acting minister for energy environment science and technology Emmanuel Amakofibo anendedwe ade a wodi na proboko piem ewo mist foundry elokomo ewo Atomic Energy Commission ewon Kramantem ha say no kopie mo ho a and the inspection be a course so work hwe adwuma ne no ma bia wo mo se na be ye betimi aboama Ghana yenso yetimi afa yentoma pa efra ewo my Ghana ha nti acting minister for environment science and technology Emmanuel Amakofibo endedwe na probo no ho ana wode ekopie. Ebusiafo ye de wo every sansem no mo akonsem from there CEO Edema president or CEO our sanye president Edema Tiwu Sam Dogs World Samuel Tiwu Naba wono sende dwe wakoya do ye kama eno amobibia eni aja wonde e ba na do ya wo bone homodin wo mu ye papa KFM TV yeso ye boy homodin a enwume ye de bi esomo ewo kase no eso
tonight, right? So this evening, I want to welcome all of you to this special gathering. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to this special gathering as we gather to celebrate the life of our dear father, Mr. Samuel Twilitaba.
Okay, you're not dead. Say, speak up. Speak! Speak! In between. Sit! Stand! Back! Okay, Tia. Stay. Bow. Oh no, what a God, no. All right, so that's okay. Can I get
Ebusuafo enu nti Poppy ana ode kwama eye abrante friend says hame I no so yen so ye de bi aba besomo ewo sai wo kase no emu ye de wo free sansen mu dia eye Ghana for dodo na e de wo mo reflection abetudwa e fama Penny John Dramani Mahama ni 1 year wonya e wo my Ghana say wa mo my na konenim ana asan konenim no nipa dodo na e de wo mo nsem etudwa bi ana ye so ye de somo ewo kase no eso
50 million and 1 million for 4 million. If you want your body, I bet you no, just an account. Look at our way to see that you're back on a face, but you're back on it, but you're back on it. But where the friend is stay where you are. Why are they stay where you're to your coupon pajano? No, you have work for Papa Manu. No piano, no yard near my papa, near being kind of so. Now I hear the papa where they say you're pinu. Where when you're pinu, no any papa in Opiamu, Yahokwanu, and yet last week, you had 1 week here. Abaya Kwanu, where's he ho? Petro see ho, tank where's he ho, and you see ho, blog is he ho, Bibia, and a pack of pin 1 week, and nobody your quanin, and in your mission will be over.
Eh, no kita mano so eh. Baby or the namonon say, Ogoso ye, lolly quan in Yama or ye, and a schools or ye Juma, until Danase. Oh, they say almost a matis so still, baby a danana yada. Okabuso can have baby and Yamano on the one at you. Until so ye.
And Manu, what would you honum? Near Papani ye be and for one to. And for once, now me, I dare back when I am a papa by our light aginaso. And the aginaso.
I think that they are doing very well. It's very marvelous. And looking at the prices, they've come down. Most of the things have come down. I see stabilization of things now. It's not like before when there's too much pressure. Now people are a bit relaxing, going about their duties. So I think for now, they are on good course. We pray that things go on well for them, and I think that they're going to do something better.
Mama kaka aka fa mama memu buy no. What you want to say? Me do all do no. No man ko ye mame. It's a bronya ko edi ko e hu bronya no so ye. Bronya edi ye no. Hu se bronya no ye edi o. Ade a waka so wa ye a mani age hu kakra wo mamu mu se. A bibi se emo na anwa eno pe no wate so. Ba ne ko nyina emu odin. Ntibra me compare nanado ne we bia na nanado amu ne mu ye esen ene me ewu mu no we de enkoye kura
Ebusuafo enu ntinsem we ananipa dodo na ade abetudwa yensu ye dibi aba abesomo ewo no nsia kase no so ye gina omo nsemi so na madane me ho sima ba me ba me de nsem no ekọ edwadie emu. Yadensam no ekwa edwadie mu dia eye Ministry of Food and Agriculture ended we wo mabom homodin ahye distribution ase ewa Asantema eye poultry nkukon kitenkete initiative wo Feed Ghana program no wo mo chese sankukon kitenkete no wo mo ahye a wo mo distributing nkukoi de ama poultry farmers ahodro wo mo ha wo mo hwese sa initiative we ebetimi aboa ma bibia no Penny John Dramani Mahama ni niso ade hum ene ne bota power de mo my Ghana any poultry farmers no etimi abem ede amawo.
Before 2025 was just about 5% of the demand, averaging around 15,000 metric tons. So you can imagine from 350,000 metric tons, as a country, we are only able to produce 15,000 metric tons. That is only about 5% of our consumption annually. This means that over 300,000 metric tons of poultry meat annually has to be imported into the country. As a direct consequence of the production gap, Ghana relied heavily on imported frozen poultry products and spent approximately $300 million to import poultry products into the country.
Ebusiafo anu nsɛm wei anampenifo ede abetudwa ewe dwade nsɛm ayen so yede bi aba besomo ewo ho san de dwade nsɛm no ana ede abakopi mu asante mantem asesi ade wo mo ahyase a wo mo distribute eye nkokon kitenkete no ede ama poultry farmers ahodo a wo mo ewo ho ayen so yede bi aba besomo ewo ho sa ye gina so ne de dwade nsɛm no yedninia aba na ewie ye ne de nsɛm no ekopie mu ewo bi man so yede kopie mu ewo US mine mu eye bia ye fro say Caroline eye detention facility ewo Virginia and the day abeto dwa say anka ne wo so afo a na ohwe ye sika sem so ewo my Ghana Ken Ofori atase ade eye US immigration and a custom enforcement no wo mo ede Ken Ofori ata ekopie mu ewo na kachi a wo mutwem say ebeto dwa se eye Ken Ofori ata na Ghana ha ye hia ne ye papa o mo hwe se obetimi ebepie mu ewo my Ghana na nke ya toto na no ede afa nsem ba ku mienu ho afa Ghana ye sika sem ho na ne Ken Ofori ata ye twene we mbepie mu ewo my Ghana na no anende de US mpenifo enso ede wo mo ho agima wo mo HSS si ade okopiem ewo US mine mu a eye Virginia Ken Ofori ata ade a wo mo de no ekopiem ewo wo makachi a wo mo eguso a wo mo etoto na no dia fa nsem ba ku mienu ho a se ho hia se Ken Ofori ata wo mo de no bepiem ewo my Ghana hande wo mbebo mo homoden na wo mo de no aba yenso so ye de bi aba besom wo enwumre ewo no sia kase ne so ye gina Ken Ofori ata nsem so na enwumre nsem no yedninia aba na ewie nsem no na edos ye papa na enwumre ye di mo akutini ebiene se Zenato Ajima Rollins wodi nsem bi ebetudwa efa ne papa eye ankane mampeni ewo my Ghana ha wenyane baby ko Jerry John Rollins wo mo e the statue kama asi ho a wo mo de kai no ekosa ide mu nsem ye de ebeso mo sa enso so ana CDS Africa enso hye abanhwe na children with disability wo mo caretakers no wo mo hwe na wo mo nye bibi enfa mo se ne be ya bibia no ebeboa mo soso adwuma mo ye no wo mo ni age ho aye ne kama no so ye de mu nsem ye de ebeso mo enwumre ye de dwede nsem eka ho edema mofa wo mo ahyase a wo mo distribute eye nkokon kitenkete ewo asante mantem ayno so ye di bibro ewo edwade nsem ye de obi man so nsem enso ebredi kopie mu ewo US Virginia Ken Ofori attended we abeto dwa se ukopie mu ho a ensa asoni mu ho a wo mo eguso a etoto na no ede afa Ghana nsem ne ho no so enwumre me de bi eba besomo ewo kase no eso we ni nsem ne afufo pi ayeboa no ide besomo se no sia kase wo KFM TV no so ye beda ya boafo ina ase KFM Musical Center Dadaba Tech Hub and a Talent Microfinance wo mo anenwumei wo mo ebo mechi do ma mede nsem no mede ebesom ye beda wo abibia so wuti we fidie no a wo hwe KFM TV News ni ye beda mu ina ase okay kaifo a enwumei wo temi nka no edin a meje so eni ma me esin kroma yakra mu ina